Okay, so we are going to start solving percent problems, and these are called percent proportion problems because we can set them up as proportions, which means we can use the box. So this is a very closely related cousin to the regular box, but this is always going to be your part, and this is always going to be your whole. When we get to word problems, you'll label them what is the part and what is the whole. But today we're going to be working on just not word problems, straight computation. And so remember that when we defined percent, it's always a part to whole relationship, and it's always out of 100. So it's always got your percent, always got your 100. So every time you do a percent problem, this bottom right hand box will always have a 100 in it. And if they give you the percent in the problem, you always put it in the top right hand problem. This box here and this box here are where you put the number that represents the part and the number that represents the whole. And just so you know, for today's problems, you can remember is over of. That won't help you with word problems, so don't think too hard into that, just that it will help you today. So there are 3 types of percent proportion problems, and it depends on what you're missing. You might be missing the part, you might be missing the whole, or you might be missing the percent. So we're going to start with problems where you're missing the percent. So number 1 says, what is? So we don't know the is number. And then it says 15%, so they gave us the percent, and then it says of 20. So 20 is the whole, it's the of number. We're looking for the part. So over here, for today, you're just going to put P and W for part and whole. And then you always want to put in, for these problems, just a little bitty is and of to help you remember where the is and of numbers go. And then a little percent sign there. And then remember, always 100. And you can make the 100 big because it is an important number here. Okay, so remember, if they give you the percent, it always goes in that box. And they gave us the of number. 20 was the of number. Once you have it set up, you're going to solve it just like our regular box problems. It makes an L shape. Now, this is a different L shape than the ones that we've done before. But remember, you can use your hand. Just put your hand in the shape of the numbers, and you're looking for that corner number or the elbow number. Okay, so 100 is our corner number here. So I could either go up to the 15, but I don't see a relationship. So I'm going to go over to the 20. And the relationship is that you can do 100 divided by 5, and that's going to give me 20. And whatever I do there, I want to also do up here. So we have to do 15 divided by 5, which gives me 3. So the answer to this problem is 3. Let's try another one like that. So again, you're going to, just for today, normally we would actually label what does the part represent in the problem and what does the whole represent. But for today, we're just going to do P and W for part and whole. Is over of, percent over 100. Again, they gave us the percent. That's 250. And yes, a percent can be more than 100. They did not give us the is number because it says what is. And then it says of 44. So that's our of number. And I said we were doing missing percent, but this clearly says missing part. So we're missing the part on these. Okay, so again, our 100 is going to be our corner number. There's nothing I can divide 100 by to get 44, and there's nothing that I can multiply 100 by to get 250. So this is something I haven't shown you about the box yet. If you don't understand, don't stress. We'll keep working on this. But basically, you can simplify in the box just like we simplify fractions. So think of something that you could divide 250 and 100 by. You could divide by 2, you could divide by 5, you could divide by 10. I'm actually going to divide by 50, because if you can count by 5s, you can count by 50. 50, 100. So I'm going to change that to 2. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. 50 goes into 250 5 times. So basically, I just simplified that. Instead of 250 over 100, it's 5 over 2. So now 2 is my corner number, and there is a relationship here. 2 times 22 is 44, so we just have to do 5 times 22. And again, you may still be thinking, how in the world did she get that? That's okay. We're going to keep working on this. 22 times 5 is 110. So our answer here is 110. And I will show you more examples after we do the notes. So don't worry, you will figure this all out. Okay, so now we're going to do missing percent. I said we were doing that earlier, but I lied. Okay, so this time they say what percent, right? We don't know the percent, but we know the of number and we know the is number. So we set up our percent box just the same. Part over whole, is over of, percent over 100. The of number was 200, and the is number was 50. It said is 50. We don't know the percent. Okay, so we have our L shape. That corner number this time is 200. And there's actually a relationship either way on this one. I'm going to go this way because I easily see that 200 divided by 2 is 100. So I'm going to do 50 divided by 2. And that's going to give me that the answer is 25%. So 25%. Okay, let's look at another example of a missing percent problem. This time we want to know what percent, again we're looking for the percent, of 75 is 15. So we have the of number and we have the is number. Part over whole, is over of, percent over 100. Don't get confused and try to use the percent box on regular box problems. So it said of 75, so that goes here, is 15, so that goes here. 75 is our corner number, and 75 divided by 5 is 15. So we have to do 100 divided by 5, which is 20. So this is 20%. If you didn't know that 75 divided by 5 was 15, you could simplify both of these, and that could help you too. Okay, last type of percent problem is the missing whole. So that means that you're looking for what the whole is. So on this one, this first one, it says 75 is. So 75 is your is number. And then they give us the percent, 25%. And then it says of what? So we're looking for the of number. Part over whole, is over of, percent over 100. 75 is the is number, and 25 is the percent. So this time we have the whole box open because we don't know the whole. So our corner number here is 25, and again, this has a relationship that could go either way. We could go 25 times 3 is 75, but let's go down on this one just so we can see more relationships going up and down. So 25 times 4 is 100, so that means we need to do 75 times 4. Most of us probably wouldn't know that off the top of our heads. So we could always work that to the side, but I will tell you that that is 300. So the answer here is 300. Okay, and then we have one more missing whole number. So 26 is our is number. 40% of what number? Okay, so part over whole, is over of, percent over 100. They gave us the 40%, that always goes over the 100, and the 26 is the is number, so it goes here. So our corner number here is 40. Okay, so this is another one where there's no relationship. So if I can't multiply 40 by anything to get 100, and I can't divide 40 by anything to get 26. So I'm going to simplify this. They both end in 0, so I could divide by 10, but unfortunately that still wouldn't give me a relationship. But think 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20 goes into both of those. So 20 goes into 40 2 times, so that becomes a 2. and 20 goes into 100 5 times, so that becomes a 5. Now 2 is our corner number, and there is a relationship. 2 times 13 is 26, so we have to do 5 times 13, which is 65. Our answer here is 65. And again, I know that the simplifying might be confusing to you, but it is literally like we had the fraction 40 over 100. If we were to simplify that all the way down, it would give us 2 to 5, or 2 out of 5. Okay, so hopefully you have all the notes completed. If you don't, pause the video and go ahead and get all of that filled in. If you do, we're going to do 3 practice problems, and you're lucky because if you're filling these out with me, these are 3 of the problems that are on your assignment today. So over on your left-hand side, you need to divide it into 3 sections and number it 1, 6, and 9. I know that sounds weird. We don't normally number them, but that's the number that they are in today's assignment. Okay, so use this, be wise, and let me help you with these problems. So the first one we're going to do is number 1. And let me go ahead and pull up your assignment so you can see what it looks like. Maybe. It has 10 questions, and I'm doing 3 of them with you, so that should not be too bad for you once I help you with that, if my computer will work. Okay, my computer is still thinking, but I will let you know that the first one is a missing part problem. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to show you. Just pretend that never happened. Okay, the first one is a missing part problem. You can look at it on yours if you want to, but it says 20% of 10 is blank. 20% of 10 is blank. Okay, so draw your percent box. Part over whole, is over of, percent over 100. You should have one of those for every problem on today's assignment, other than the 3 that I'm doing with you right now, because you already have that. So let's just go ahead and do that for these next ones too. Part over whole, is over of, percent over 100. And if you forget that at any time, remember you can go back to your notes, and it's right up at the top. And you have all those examples. Part over whole, is over of, percent over 100. Okay, so the first one, like I said, 20% of 10 is blank. So they gave us 20%, and they said of 10. So that goes there. We look for our corner number. Remember that you can use your hand to figure out what's in the corner. So 100 is in the corner. On this one, we can either go up or to the side. It will work either way. But the first thing I see is that 100 divided by 10 is 10. And if we do that there, then we would divide by 10 here. And 20 divided by 10 is 2. So our answer for number 1 is 2. Number 6 is a missing percent problem. So it says blank percent of 15 is 6. Blank percent. So we don't know the percent, but it says of 15. So that means 15 goes in the of box, and it says is 6. Okay, so on this one, the numbers are like this, and 15 is in the corner. But there's nothing I can multiply 15 by to get 100. There's nothing I can divide 15 by to get 6. So this is one of those where we have to simplify. You have to think of a number that you could divide both of those by, and these are both divisible by 3. So 3 goes into 6 2 times, so that's now not a 6 anymore, it's a 2. And 3 goes into 15 5 times, so that's not a 15 anymore, it's a 5. Now we've got a relationship, because 5 times 20 is 100, and 2 times 20 is 40. So the answer to number 6 is 40%, but you don't have to put the percent sign because it just says blank percent, so you're just putting in the number. And last but not least, number 9 is a missing whole. So it says 80% of blank is 16. 80% of blank is 16. So they gave us the percent, 80%, and then it says of blank. So we don't know our of number is 16. So we know 16 is our part. It's the is number. Okay, so on this one, our numbers are making this upside down L shape. And so 80 is in the middle, or in the corner. There's nothing I can multiply 80 by to get 100, but I can divide 80 by something. It's not one that I thought y'all would be very familiar with, so that's why I'm doing this one with you. 80 divided by 5 is 16. And so that means we're going to do 100 divided by 5, which is 20. Now, all of these that I did with you have side-to-side relationships, but remember from the examples in your notes, it can also go up and down. So like on this one, I could have done 100 divided by 5 is 20, 10 divided by 5 is 2. So look for the relationship going either direction. You have 7 more problems to do. Good luck.